need it to get up on the table. Boy, wait, watch your head here. Okay, go ahead and lay down here. What happened?
Oh, you know, I was playing kickball and I messed up my foot.
Sorry to hear that. Have you ever had a foot x-ray before?
No.
Okay, so before we get started, I need to check and make sure that there's no chance of pregnancy.
No.
Okay, so when was your last menstrual cycle?
Yesterday.
So a lot of you missed that second part of the question during the Sims. You know, just asking someone if they could be pregnant. They could be pregnant. They may not have a correlation between missing a menstrual cycle. So make sure you get a date. Some of the hospitals require you to have a date on that paper. So can you go find the fan, please? I'm going to have you go ahead and lay down for me. So I know that she's young and limber. She could probably sit, but I still think it's better to have them lay down because it's less stress on the abdomen and you can get them to hold their position better. So we're going to start with the toes. So could you put that on there for me? Okay, so which toe is hurting you? Oh, your big toe? That's the one that's bruised. Okay. So these are all tabletop exposures. So I'm going to make sure I'm at 40 inches at least tabletop. And then I'm going to go ahead and center for all the toes. So I'm going to center the third MTP. Okay, this cassette's a little cold. I'm going to put this under your foot. And when we're done today, you do want to wipe off the cassettes because tomorrow they're going to be doing skulls. And they'll be putting their faces right up against probably the same cassettes we're using today. So it's a courtesy of the second years. Okay, I'm going to have you just go ahead and move this leg out the way just a little bit. So the reason I like this apron is because you can kind of fold it around and, you know, cover all the parts really well. So I want to make sure that I got my collimation nice and in the center of the cassette. And then I'm going to put the marker on the right side, and this is always a good place to put it because that's where we have that little corner of light available. Okay, and with the toes, we're just going to use a perpendicular beam, so that's pretty much it. Okay, now the light should go just about where the, you know, that bump on the foot is. This is where the tarsals and metatarsals meet. So we usually want to include the metatarsals because when someone jams their foot, they can usually break this area too. All right, questions? All right, so we're going to do another picture now. The doctor wants me to take a picture just of the big toe. So I'm going to just collimate down. And move your foot over here just a little bit. Good. Now they may or may not want a second one of the great toe because we're really not doing anything different here than we did on the full AP. It's just, it has to do with image quality. Okay, or if it was the third or fourth toe, we would just, you know, move it over to the area. There's not a lot you do with toes. If her toes were all gnarly and like, you know, twisted up, I don't know if we would try to untwist them. We would usually just leave them alone. Okay, so the next position then would be what? Oblique. So I'm going to go ahead and move your foot over just a little this way. I'm going to have you roll your knee in and lift your foot up slightly. So remember I said a good gauge is you kind of put about 2 fingers under the plantar surface of the foot. That gives you an idea of where this is 30-degree rotation, but if you measured from the top down, it would be about 45. Because just like the fingers, if you roll too much, you can imagine, oh, Rosa, can you give me the foot, the skeleton, the right leg? You know, the more you roll, the more the metatarsals are going to start to stack on top of each other, so you don't want to over-rotate. And then, depending on, like, if this is the big toe, I'm going to make sure the central ray is right over the big toe, collimate down. If it's the third or fourth toe, I'm going to put that in the center of the light. Perhaps I might try to see if she could separate her toes. Thank you. But don't get too crazy with the tape. There's some tape there right next to you. Thank you. Because we don't have a lot of tape, so I don't want you to use, you know, 10 rolls a day getting all crazy taping up everybody. But if we really wanted to try to see better detail, we could do something like this and tape these back. See how that kind of separates that little toe by, or not little toe, but the small toe by itself. Okay. You doing okay? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you the laterals all at the same time. She'll be in that position at the same time. Okay. So now the doctor wants an image of your foot too. So we're going to go ahead and take an X-ray of your foot. Her foot would probably fit on an 8 by 10 because she's got a small shoe size. Let me see. Go ahead and put your foot flat.